All right, so we've got a something we can mix in. And let me throw the number out. I've done a bad job with it. 248-539-9797. I'd love your thoughts on the Mozzie Smith thing. And again, I don't think any of us, neither of us have raised our voices. I'm not after the kid. I'm making a point. Laws are laws. He broke the law. I don't care what a good kid he is. There are plenty of good kids at Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State who done screwed up stuff, done bad things. The idea that Ward and Jim knew all this time, played him, continue to play him,
and told you it's not going to change.
Right. That's incredible to me. But then you realize this is what Michigan does. So
it is, but you know what, Mike? It's what I would like to tell people at MSU. It's a page out of Michigan, and it's a page out of Bill Self's book, the basketball coach at Kansas. Never, ever, ever police yourself. Don't ever put yourself on probation.
And never apologize.
Never apologize. That's somebody else's job.
But we do have some news to mix in, and I'm not going to withhold it in order to make one topic work at the cost of another. So let me just give it to David. He's got some major news here.
Yeah, this, according to Ian Rappaport, Michigan star running back Blake Corum is expected to have knee surgery and is out for the season.
Ugh.
Tried to play, of course, against Ohio State, but his knee made it impossible.
See, that stinks.
Yeah.
I don't care about a rivalry. You never want to see a kid's career end hurt. That sucks.
You know what? And I was just wondering if he didn't play, would he not have to have surgery? But he was not going to miss that game, but he went out there, made one cut, and it was like he took himself out the game. Like he knew something was wrong.
Well, what's interesting, too, and again, I don't want to play, weekend doctor. I forget who said it on the broadcast, but they said, no, he worked with trainers, and they said he couldn't hurt himself any worse by giving it a go, etc. Maybe he knew this is how it was going to end, and he still wanted to try. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to turn it into something. But
I saw the limp to him delivering turkeys, and people were like, that's not a limp. Guys, it's a limp.
But it just makes what they did all the more incredible. But I do think it calls into question. All right, I'm the guy on the show who said I think they can win it all. No Corum. I mean, I think Donovan Edwards is a very talented player, very good player. But, man, you lose Corum, you lose a lot.
Here's the thing.
That gives me some pause.
Donovan Edwards, I guess in a few weeks, will get that soft cast off of his hand. Donovan Edwards, yes, he had two nice runs against Ohio State. But at that point, Ohio State was kind of going for broke, and they were trying to get to the quarterback. Michigan caught him on two great plays, and he took it to the house. Mm-hmm. Donovan coming out the backfield is more dangerous than Donovan running the ball.
He's wonderful catching the ball.
Right.
And you can go back and look. They did it a little bit. Remember the Iowa game last year, Big Ten title game, but also like the Rutgers game when they just ran him on, a wheel route right out, and he made a great catch in the end zone. No, he's very.
But Blake Corum is the guy that you give the ball.
He's the hammer.
Right. And he wears the defenses down where I've seen it before where Edwards is not the same. If he's having to run the ball, it's not quite the same.
And
I know you're
going to
be like, idiot. You see what he did against Ohio State. That was the fourth quarter, and Ohio State was desperate, and they caught them in a great defense.
That's because Donovan Edwards, and not disparaging him, but he's not a true running back. He's more Tony Pollard-like in my mind, to where he's an athlete, put him out in space.
Yeah,
but
he's
not going to be the running back type
I don't think
guy.
That's the one, you give 30 carries to.
So like Antonio Gibson with how Memphis used to use him.
Correct.
That kind of deal. All right, that's not disparaging. They're both NFL players.
I just know how Michigan people are. What are you saying about him?
He had 200 yards against Ohio State.
Let's go to the people. Let's see what John's got to say. Johnny, how are you today?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, John, what's up, man?
Hey, so I'm a police officer in the area. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of why I believe in general practice would have taken so long for Mozzie Smith to get charged.
Sure.
In common practice is if, you can say this person was in possession of the firearm unlawfully, so whether it's underneath their seat, on their person, something like that without a CPL, you would arrest them right then and there. My guess and my experience, based on what, with Mozzie Smith, is that the firearm was not on his person. and he would not have taken ownership of it. So what they would have had to do, they would have seized the firearm, released him on scene, swabbed it for DNA, and then that can take months to get the prints and DNA back. And then once they got that back, more likely than not, it would have been just his that was on the firearm, and then they would have gone forward with the charges there.
Right.
So that's yep.
John, the one thing is I'm less – I guess my bigger issue is Ward's statement. They knew right off the rip. And I think if he was being honest, they knew this day was coming and still chose to play him throughout. That's the bigger issue to me.
I agree. I agree. I believe that he was probably honest with the team, saying, "Yeah, I had contact with police," but I would say that he was probably not honest with the officers about being in possession of that firearm. Because if he was, they would have arrested him. I mean, I've probably had 100 people that I've arrested with illegal guns tell me, "Oh, I'm getting my CPL." But
well, sure.
They don't actually.
So John, work with me on this then. So like just we're sitting having a drink at the bar. John, you're running the Michigan football team, and this is the situation that takes place. How do you justify playing the kid throughout and then doubling down today when charges are filed and saying we're still playing them?
Hypocrisy. Yeah, it's hypocrisy at its finest. I mean, I can tell you right now. I mean, we were sitting around when they charged the Michigan State player with felonious assault, and we all said that's the only guy. I mean, I've had people. This is no joke. I've had people get shot, and they will not. The prosecutor's office will not issue charges because of like little discrepancies in information.
Right.
So the fact that they charged all those other Michigan State players with assault is insane to me.
Well, and John, think about this. I have no issue. I said from day one, you swing a helmet off the field of play, I have no problem. You get what's coming to you. But the other 7 guys, I went, how is this anything more than a 1-game suspension?
2 at the most.
And that, John, when you juxtapose it, you got to understand. Sitting back, right, we're all watching this unfold. You know what it looks like. And it's like, it's unbelievable.
Absolutely. It looks like I was about to say, it looks like a biased prosecutor making sure he sticks it to a team that he has come out on social media saying how much he dislikes.
Well, this is the same prosecutor that isn't prosecuting drug possession and theft under $1,000. So, I mean, he's very, very discretionary with what he charges. I mean, and he has the right to do that. But with that being said, I mean, it is absolutely it's very obvious what it is.
Yeah. No, John, I appreciate the perspective, man.
Appreciate
I do.
it, guys.
Take care of yourself. And again, just understand, I've said this from day one about Ward Manuel. This isn't new. I have no respect for him. Because every time something goes wrong, he's either nowhere to be found or issuing one of these statements. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, dude, come on. And the one time he talked, I think we were all in disbelief that Ward was even alive. It was in the moments after the state game. You would have thought there were 7 murders committed in that tunnel.
He walks up to the podium as Harbaugh is speaking. No, let me talk for the next minute. I have something to say.
Please. I'll be honest with you. I swear to God, I wish State would leave for the ACC. I'm out. I'd pull a Texas A&M. David, can you call the Atlantic Coastal Conference and see if they got room? Get me out of here.
I said the Big 12, but yeah, sure, fine, whatever.
Just get me out. You know what? Let's just run the MAC.
Won't you just trade and go to the Pac-12?
I do that.
You know what, David? I'll take the return plane that brings USC here.
There you go.
Yeah.
David, you got to understand, this is how Spartans feel.
I understand.
Because the hypocrisy is so mind-altering. It's like
you can't win.
No.
And once you realize that, then life becomes easier. No matter what, as a State fan, you can't win. You're always wrong. You're never given the benefit of the doubt.
And you get gaslit.
Yeah, but today, you'll never – here's what you'll never hear from a State person. Fine, upstanding citizen. They've made mistakes. I've known them for 4 years, and, I'm going to trust what I know, and they'll play in those games. You don't hear that.
No, but I'm kind of at the point where if it's like the WWE, I wish State would just go full heel turn.
Dude, I said –
and just, you know what? We're playing everybody. And we should just have a lanyard because Tuck likes lanyards so much. We could have a lanyard with Ward's statement on it or Jim's statement. And how dare, really? This is why I'm playing them.
Right.
This. Hey, where's your wife's car?